Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Stuttering Stan at the Renaissance Man. Well, whoever cares to even watch my videos, but as you can see, I have a new ambiance. uh, no longer in my vest, or for a lot of Americans, a wife beater. I don't know who came up with that stupid ass name, but that's for another video for me to go on my rants about. But this video tonight, I want to address both sides of the coin. Those who are upset at those who wish to laugh at the World War III memes that people have been making, and others who understand the memes and wish to just laugh at it versus taking it so serious. And me, I like to, I'm neutral. I laugh at the memes, and I also understand the severity of the memes and what they represent. For the past, 4 years, Donald Trump has pretty much made the United States of America look like a laughing stock. More than outsiders already have seen it, he pretty much put it to the forefront that, yeah, now you can truly laugh at us. Because they put me in this position, and I'm going to show my ass entirely. And us possibly as a nation. But anyway, I understand why some people may want to look at those memes and laugh, because if you're not laughing, then you're crying. And those are words I read on my cousin's Facebook page that resonated with me, because 9 times out of 10, if you're not crying about something, you're either smiling or laughing at the realism behind it. Now, I've read other people talk about, you got to stay prayed up. You know, this is a serious issue. Shit, it was a serious fucking issue when Trump was put in office, because if many people were looking at the news, the very next day after this man was elected, the stock people, rich people who were invested in the stock market, were pulling out, because they themselves knew this motherfucker has went bankrupt multiple times in his business venture. Who the hell in his right mind would honestly put his ass in the White House? But he's there. He's been there for years. They've been trying to impeach him for years. As far as I'm considered, every single time they try to investigate him, mysteriously some shit happens and people get misdirected. And my brother would always tell me this, and it makes perfect sense. America is all about the magic tricks. The magician is showing you one thing, but you're not looking at his other hand that's doing something else over here. You see this, but you don't see what this is doing. And that's the problem, that over 50% of the American population have begun to realize and truly voice their opinion on it. To me, at this point, it's fucking sad. And look, if you want to get mad at people who laugh at the idea of World War III, well, guess what? You also have to, as a patriotic American, you also got to ask yourself this question. Why the hell are we so concerned with outside countries to the point where we have to put a base, embassies, and territories on their land? And why are we so concerned by other countries when it comes to feeding their homeless, clothing their children, giving them the food, giving them the medical care? Which, let's be honest, with the medical care, they're trying to use them as test subjects, because at least we as people have smart enough to know that they can't test us all if we are refused to. So of course they have to go outside of the walls. And we all know that they like to start with the extremely black and brown people. Number one place is Africa, but that's for another video. I'm gonna leave that alone. But yeah, I understand where some people might be up in arms and be upset to not laugh at the idea of a potential World War III kicking off. But How much longer are people going to be oblivious to what America has always stood for itself? You give holidays to murderers and rapists. Christopher Columbus and what his people did to the natives of this land. He gets a fucking holiday. Are you kidding me? Martin Luther King was nonviolent. He took a beating for his people and he still had the energy to march. Malcolm X was more militant, but he was more so in educating his brothers and sisters to properly organize against its oppressors. And somehow the people behind the scenes that's pulling all the strings manipulated one of our own to kill Malcolm X when he was giving a speech. It wasn't a white guy that went up there and pulled the trigger. It wasn't Hispanic. It wasn't it wasn't an Asian. It was a black man. The same way how Mahatma Gandhi was killed by one of his own people. As long as America continues to put its nose in other countries' businesses and other countries begin to rise up against that, and if they feel like, yes, this is our time to fight back, well, guess what? That's what the fuck is going to happen. No other country since World War II, the bombing of Pearl Harbor, has ever really came and dropped a bomb on American soil. Hawaii, yes, but it's pretty much already out there as an island. I'm talking about the same way we like to fly over. No, I don't even want to say we. I want to say the government. The American government likes to fly over all these other countries and drop bombs like crazy. The American people have never had to deal with that. When was the last time you ever had to wake up and somebody bombed your streets? And no, I'm not talking about gangs around the corner. No Bloods, no Crips, no Rolling Aces, all those other gangs. I'm talking about from a whole nother country, 1,000 miles away, come and bomb you while you're sleeping. But we go over there and we do it to their kids, their mothers, their fathers, that are just like us, average people just trying to get by in this world. Who among us has had to deal with that? And if anyone raises their hand, they're fucking lying, because it's never happened. Pearl Harbor was the only time that's happened, and that's even when America stuck their nose in other people's business, and Japan said, fuck no, we're not having this shit. So if Iran wants to retaliate, and if Iraq wants to jump in, if any other small country that feel like this is our time to fight back, and America seems like it's on the verge of bringing on World War III, then guess what? At this point in time, after 200 plus years of America's inception, I'm not fucking surprised at all. I am truly not. I pretty much feel as though that those countries have had enough. And this has been going on for years. I think even around George Bush Sr.'s time, it just got more, it's just been depicted more because of social media has been taken over for the past 10 plus years. So if other countries wish to start to retaliate and fight back, then they have that right to. If you do not want to fight with these countries or have a war, take these damn territories and bases out. Take it out. If you're not there to truly help those people from their own oppressors and dictators, then you're not there to do anything good. If it's natural resources, there has to be a better way to get access to them versus let's go in there, bomb them, and tell our people or the world a bullshit story and let them eat it up. Because the truth always comes out after these leaders in these other lands get killed off. And then when people realize that they were tricked, hell no, not even tricked, but just blatantly lied to, then it's already too late, because it's years later that the truth comes out and the man or a man or men who were in charge is dead. Now, for those of you who wish to laugh through this type of ordeal, laugh, because there might be a day that comes that you wake up and a bomb has been dropped on the neighborhood of your loved one. And at that point, you will no longer have anything to laugh at. And those who wish to just pray and take it serious, guess what? As painful as this is going to be to hear, praying, in my honest opinion, it works to a degree. It works to the degree and the conditions of you actually doing something other than putting your hands together, closing your eyes, and saying some words. Unfortunately, that's not how it works. So unless you plan on praying and fighting against the government to bring your mother, sister, brother, a daughter, uncle, niece, and nephew back home where you can physically see them and take care of them, the moment they sign that contract in the military, they're signing over their life. They are willingly saying, use me as you see fit. That is how those contracts work. They come to high schools, they might go to colleges, they mostly persuade those that come from one-parent households or know that the parents already have been divorced, but they have your son or daughter has a slight chance of going to college because of financial reasons. I feel like they always aim at those people, or those who are gullible to say, let's go fight. And I gotta also put this in there. I would never understand for the life of me, after all these years of seeing civil rights movies, documentaries, why the hell do black people still fucking enlist in the military, knowing the treatment that they will get and what their people have always gotten? I understand in the beginning they were probably told that if you serve, we will help you when you get back to the States. We'll do this for you. Fine. But after all these years, and the fact that those who wish to be conscious on these issues, I'm 29, those that are in my age group and up, know of the Tuskegee experiments. If you pass those stories down to your kids and one of them would still enlist in the military, I'm sorry, but that's a fucking slap in the damn face to the family name, heritage, legacy, whatever you want to call it. That's a slap in the face, because you know the bullshit that they do. Hell, veterans now all over the street. No, I'm gonna finish my last statements. It makes no sense for black men or women or even Hispanics to join the military. This country was not created for you, and no matter how much change they have, believe me, as long as they have those up top that are much lighter than our complexion, they will make damn sure that we will always be either on a pavement where our mothers and fathers have to clean us up from, or at least at the lowest up bottom, so we know where we truly stand in their eyes. But on a larger note, veterans in America should not be on the corner begging for money. That is fucking embarrassing. You sign your life over to serve 4 years, even serve any amount of fucking time to where you could have instantly got killed after you put your training in, and this is what they leave you with. Okay, you serve, you probably got your little bonus signing deal, money, however you invest it. All right, now you're on your own. You have no real special skills to truly set yourself up well. I remember a lady, she was a Marine. She served 20 to 25 years in the military. She had a nice BMW convertible. She said she had a 5-bedroom house. She now had to go in, she now had to enroll in college because she know that the money she had for all those years from the military was going to be drained from just paying for her mortgage, that at some point she had to find a job. How the fuck you been in the military for so goddamn long and you don't at least get a job with them? You don't have job security lined up for you after you're done. You don't do anything. You don't really have a special skill to where they drop you today, less than a month later, boom, you got something. At least 2 months later or 3 months later, you should have something lined up and enough money to sustain yourself a little bit longer. But now you're in school, you're over 50, and it's not an embarrassing thing. I'm glad she shared her story because it taught me that me not enlisting when I had the idea was a smart plan for myself. But I would not have been to the Marines nor the Army. I would either went to the Navy or the Air Force. Those are the two branches I believe that truly do set you up for strong professions. So when you're done serving, you can take care of yourself. You can sustain the life. You can either sustain the type of life that you live when you're serving, or you can acquire the type of life you want once you're done. But the Marines and Army, in my opinion, because I have an older brother who served and I have a cousin who served as well, and I don't see the skills other than combat skills that you truly leave with that, or the fact that they'll probably teach you how to fall in a certain way to where you don't hurt yourself. Or if you're carrying a person and you fall, you don't hurt yourself and the one you're carrying. Other than that, I wouldn't tell anyone to enlist for that shit, because look at the treatment that African Americans get. Look at the treatments that veterans get across the board. So if you want to put up your memes and laugh at this idea, laugh. Because when it's time to cry, you may not stop. And those of you who want to just pray, continue praying. And make sure you pray that you never have to wake up and hear missiles that was dropped across Nevada or dropped across New York, Los Angeles, all the major cities that they can possibly easily hit once they get through the U.S. airspace, that your family's neighborhood has been obliterated. Because if it gets to that point, I think we as American citizens need to start truly banding together and letting our government know that this bullshit has to stop. Pull the troops out, or you won't have to be only concerned about outsiders coming towards you. It's your own people coming towards you. At some point, we just gotta say, enough is enough. We want change immediately, as in this very second. I just want to share my views. Whoever listens, listens. Whoever don't, that's fine. Just stop attacking each other and start looking at the bigger picture. Have a good night.